What's the thing with them scooting on the floor like dogs? That got like.
That's how you know it's supposed to be a joke.
Yeah, this was from some sort of like a Ukrainian Saturday Night Live type of a show that Zelensky like starred in, and this was one of their like skits or sketches that was parodying a music video that so that's the background of all of it.
Okay. I think we watched it at one point. The original, the OP.
Yeah, we did watch the we watched the original music video because like there were people saying, "Oh, look how gay Zelensky is," and blah. It's like it's a bit. It's like pump the brakes. I mean, yeah, he's pretty fucking gay, but this was not like explicitly gay on his part. Like this wasn't
a click for me too.
Gay that he did. This was just a comedy thing that he did.
I was watching that. I'm like, oh my God, this is so gay. I'm like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then, I just saw some clips like when it first emerged. And then when Justin did the intro and I watched a longer version and saw the scooting and the leg lifted and stuff, I was like, oh, this has to be a joke. Okay. And then, the backstory. And just like so many things, even though it's still gay, there is at least some sort of an explanation.
Just the butt scoot, like the dog butt scoot on there is just... It's just so wrong.
I'm like, damn it, maybe he was almost funny.
Yeah.
He was too good of an actor.
So the world didn't end on Monday. I was kind of bummed out. I was really hoping that the world would end.
Oh.
Ran up a lot of credit card debt over the weekend, huh?
Yeah. We did, actually. We went to Detroit and went to a, Texas to Brazil. Little steakhouse where they can walk around with the big things and carve food off on there. We did that on Saturday night.
Into one of those, I want to.
It wasn't worth it.
How much
it was
that
not worth the money. It was $50 each.
Oh, inflation has not hit that too terribly. Then, like
I've been. It's basically a high-end white trash buffet, is what it really is. I've been to one in
Memphis, and it was about $4, I think, and that's been several years ago. It's been 10 years ago or more. And it's like $44 a head. I mean, $50 a head in Detroit. That's not terrible for that. I guess it probably depends on where you are. Like because the ones I've been to were in the South, and it was good shit.
I mean, it was good. It was good, but like I've had better meals for $50 at restaurants where you just get one plate and you're not like flagging down the dude with the beef to come down and cut another piece for you.
Yo, beef man. It's like at a ballpark,
Yeah.
I guess every time I've been, it was for like a big managers meeting thing. So we would have like a table of 40 people. So we didn't have to flag anybody down. Like they were just like circling like fucking vultures because we were the big money table. So I guess I had probably a different. I'm sure if I was just like a regular person there, then it'd probably be a different experience. But we were like the big money table. They knew where their bread was being buttered for the night.
They like to do places like that for like I don't want to say like corporate events like that, but it's almost like a team building, camaraderie building exercise because they do the same thing with like Korean barbecue places and stuff where it's a communal kind of thing. And I guess the psychology behind it is because then you're all in like a fun activity together and it's eating and it's not just everybody gets their plate. That's a little more isolated. It's, like the Korean barbecue place, like you cook the food like on the table, like yourself and shit, and they just bring you meat and, that's just pretty cool too. But it's same kind of thing. It's fun.
So I'd rather go to a Korean barbecue place again over going to that place.
Do they still do the like they bring around the meat and you just get whatever meat you want. Yeah. And if you choose to have vegetables, there's like a salad bar that's like
Some of them have the conveyor. You ever seen the conveyor that goes around the place with like?
I've been to a sushi restaurant in Miami that had that once.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. You just, here's the onions, and you grab them, put them, in your food there, whatever. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, no, it was a good time.
I'm curious what Jay means when he said his Brazilian steakhouse got blown up.
Yeah, is that Nashville?
Like intentional?
Got blown up.
Blown up.
Should look up stories, see what Brazilian steakhouse blew up in Nashville.
So was it a was it
JD
like
Door.
next door
Just one
to
check.
the was it next door to the Dominion county
Voting? Yeah.
was the maybe I don't know. Speaking of buffets, I bet this chick has never passed on a buffet ever in her life.
It's like,
She knocked herself out. Did she knock herself out, or did she just like lose all like ability to fight at that point?
It looked like she hit her head pretty hard on the side of the cage. Like she's appears
a lot
to
of
be
weight behind
conscious,
that.
but definitely shook her up.
Can we go back and replay that like last 5 seconds?
No.
Like
I
I could just watch that on loop.
What I love about this is, look, she has like so much cockiness. She doesn't even put her hands up. She's like, "Fuck you, bitch! I'm big."
She didn't even trip her.
Sidestepped her completely. The skinny chick's disappointed. She's like, "Fuck, this isn't how I wanted to win."
Yeah, she's like, I thought I was actually gonna get to fight this fat bitch.
Yeah. My God,
So
dude.
they're not weight classes in like UFC stuff.
Maybe they had to make an exception.
I can't imagine that's an official UFC. Is it?
Have you ever seen Fight Circus?
No.
That is it's I think it's Fight Circus. It's pretty amusing. It's the same sort of lopsided, like there was one time this regular sized bigger dude fought like two midgets or something like that, and like it's just kind of puts a twist on things. It's rather amusing.
She just falls, man. Like she doesn't even pick up her arms. She just literally falls right into the cage. It's so much.
I would feel bad for her if it looked like she had been training for a while, and was like all geared up to fight, but she obviously wasn't. So
yeah,
They said she practices judo.
How?
Judo body. I don't know.
wait, what?
I mean,
what
at
are you
least
looking at?
So I brought this up. So this couple decided to swap gender roles for their wedding. So the woman dressed up as a man and the man dressed up as a woman.
That's gonna be
But are they like a
huge.
regular, like straight couple otherwise?
I don't know.
Funny?
No.
I don't know.
No.
That's all well and good until she gets pregnant and then he disappears.
So they need their their battery changed in their smoke detector.
Maybe this is like the long con. He does this, and then the judge can't get him for child support because he complete insanity. I was obviously insane at the time of the wedding.
That's great.
Oh.
Yep. What else do we have?
Black
showing
guy
the world?
tapping his head meme here.
Yeah, isn't that that's just not just any black guy, man. That's
That looks like
I
Maj.
can't remember his name now.
Well,
Maj.
then
That looks like Maj to her.
you're not helping your point.
Yeah, I know. My brain. I woke up like 20 minutes ago, man. I am so tired. I was up all night.
Speaking of not just any black guy, we've got a statement from
Eddie Murphy.
Secretary
Neil
of
deGrasse
Defense
Tyson?
Lloyd Austin.
Is that Dave Chappelle?
Oh, is that the guy who
Hey,
the maybe?
the tax could have a knock-on effect in terms of the global energy.
Is this the Guam guy?
But quite
I don't
frankly,
think so.
Ukraine
No.
is better served in going after tactical and operational targets that can directly influence the current fight.
So it sounds to me like the Biden administration doesn't want gas prices to go up in an election year based on all the other actions.
So Lloyd Austin was being questioned. This is Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin.
No, it's not. He died. This is his body double.
Yeah, this is the clone that they rolled out. That's why he's having
Totally
much
talks differently.
formulating a sentence.
So
That whole thing was what Clive?
like because that reminds me a lot of like Kamala and Biden. Like, do you think they are smart and they just know how to answer a question with like gibberish, so like you can't do anything with it, or like are they actually retarded? Like, what's going on here? Because it's pervasive throughout all of politics. They all give you these. They're not even like nothing burger answers, right? They're not like, deflections or anything. It's just straight up gibberish. It doesn't make, it can't make sense of it.
There are people who are really good at nonsense gibberish answers that you ask them a question and they can straight faced without a stutter or a murmur just rattle off incoherent bullshit. And at the end of it, you're like, oh, well, okay. Even though it meant nothing, like they said it with such authority that you would believe it. These people are not good at that. Like that, man, anytime we had an audit, like they always would send the auditor to me because they would ask questions and I could just rattle off so much shit. One of the other guys in the office, after we got done with the auditor and the auditor left, he said, none of that meant anything, did it? He's like, you're just like giving him so much information that he assumes you know what you're talking about and checks it off that we're good and moves on. I was like, yeah, that's like, obviously that's how you're supposed to do this. Like, he's not going to go double check any of my shit because I just mentioned 14 different things in the processes that we do. He's not going to go pull files for all of that stuff. He's going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so much. This guy obviously knows what he's talking about and move on with life. There are people.
Meanwhile, he gets run over by a fork truck and loses an eye because he doesn't wear his PPE.
I have photographic evidence that I've worn it at least once in the 2.5 years I've worked there.
It comes down to that they overload you, like what Justin does. They overload you with so many air quote facts that you can't argue with it. And that's what happens like when you get the people to debate. They'll throw out one thing that's true and like 15 things that aren't true. And you're still at the first point and they're at like their 15th point. And they don't have any
But the Democrats aren't good at that. Like Biden's not good at that. Kamala Harris isn't good at that. Lloyd Austin's not good at that. Karine Jean-Pierre's not good at that. Like none of them are good at that. Well, like it really makes me miss Mark's girlfriend. What was the first press secretary's name?
Psaki.
Psaki. Yeah, Psaki.
Oh yeah.
It really makes me miss Psaki because she was good at that. Like she could just roll through it and keep going, and it wouldn't phase her. None of the rest of them can do that for some reason.
So, Clyde, tell me after we watch this clip if she's just an evil genius or a bumbling retard.
Lesson. Do you know that the women's teams were not allowed to have brackets until 2022? Think about that. And talk about progress, better late than never, but progress. And what that has done, because of course, when, I had a bracket, it's not broken completely, but I won't talk about my bracket. But you know what? Just how we love March Madness, and even just now allowing the women to have brackets, and what that does to encourage people to talk more about the women's teams, to watch them. Now they're being covered, and this is the reality. People used to say, "Oh, women's sports, who's interested?" Well, if you can't see it, you won't be.
Yeah, evil genius. There we go. She's an evil genius there, Clyde.
See, I almost appreciate her attempt at connection with the people there. Oh, my bracket's not broken completely. Like, oh God, that's awful. I mean, not to mention that it's like factually incorrect. Like, women weren't allowed to have brackets until 2022.
Yeah, I
mean, is she talking about husbands like not allowing women on ESPN? Like, could you not get an account on ESPN?
Yeah, you guys enlighten me to what she means by that. I mean, there has to be some kernel of something that relates.
She's saying she's implying that the women were not allowed to, the women's teams were not included in brackets.
But like,
that's what she's implying.
Bracket. Like, can't you just make a bracket? Like,
no.
I think what she's implying is that they didn't have, is it like ESPN fantasy games
didn't have the women's team,
a bracket challenge for the women's tournament until 2022, which I also think is I
think that's a straight up lie.
Yeah, I think that's.
Oh, really? Really? She lied, Clyde. Wow. There's some brave analysis there, Clyde.
Well, you know, I was like, oh, was this like we talked about the credit card thing? Like women weren't allowed to have credit cards until 70 something. And it's like, no. They just weren't legally required to accept them as customers or something. You know, it was like a, discrimination thing. But it's like that's, but I like to phrase it like that. So
I still don't see the problem with that.
I
got a bunch of feminists to block me on Facebook on a post about that. I was like, and look what has happened to personal debt since that time, just up and up. And they're like, you're blaming women getting credit cards for personal debt going through the roof. I'm like, I mean, the two of them fall side by side. They make sense. Yeah, I pissed off a bunch.
I blame him for my credit card debt too.
Yes.
Just in a different way.
and it wasn't even that they weren't allowed to have one. It was they had to have their husband co-sign on it for them. Like they couldn't have one alone. They had to have their husband co-sign on it because
they didn't have jobs. That's why they didn't have jobs.
They didn't have jobs. They didn't have
source of income.
A source of income
so they didn't have a way to pay it off.
Nothing to back the credit.
Right, but like still like I don't even think like it's even like that much. Like I genuinely think if it was like the 60s and you were there were plenty of successful women with jobs or own businesses or something. I have a feeling you could very easily get a credit card. Like you wouldn't have to have your husband co-sign or whatever, because
it'd be curious to see
like banks are businesses, dude. Like, they're not gonna, if they think you're a good customer, they're gonna give you a fucking credit card, right? And like I know there was shit. Like I got a buddy, and he tells a story like his mom in the 80s went to like the dealership to like get her Jeep fixed, and they're like, "Hey, come back with your husband, honey." Like yes, like there was stupid like shit like that, but like I don't think it was like they paid.
Again, where's the problem?
Go ahead.
But so I would be curious to see the standards in which credit cards were issued, back in the 60s, back in the 70s, as to where they are now.
In general.
How much income did you have to have? Like, what did you have to back a credit card? Because I feel like now they'll give a credit card to anybody.
You probably had to have your shit together to get one in general back then.
I would imagine.
I mean, they'll even give it to a dog. Look at the documentary sorry, go on.
I was just going to say they didn't instantly read them like they do now over the internet. They went chunk and had to like, it was basically like a check. It didn't prove you had money.
I don't know.
Yeah, credit cards are fake and gay anyways. So
yeah, their credit card debt is bad. You should not get yourself into any.
Nope.
Yeah.
Learned that lesson once.
That's all I use. I use a credit card and then just pay because I get like, they give me my percentage back. I'm like, okay, well,
Well, there's shit like, so, I've got some other stuff like I'm paying off, but like I have the smart thing to do and I have like a credit card with like a $500 limit. And like, that's what I use when I'm out running around, filling my car, shit like that. And then like, I pay that off immediately, but then I don't have to worry about like the gas pump fucking with my debit card or anything crazy like that. So,
or going into the store. Yeah.
Yeah, so
remember when you could just like
but
pump your gas and then go in and pay for it?
Yeah, I accidentally drove off once. I went back the next day and paid for it. Later on, I was like, "Why do I have this $20 in my wallet? I shouldn't have this $20 in my wallet." I was like, "Oh fuck, I never paid for my gas." And I went back next day and paid for it. And the lady got all pissy with me. I was like, "Man, don't get mad. Like, I'm sorry. I'm coming back and paying. I could have just not."
Right.
No cop showed up at my house. Obviously, nothing was going to happen.
Next time I won't come back. I apologize for doing the right thing.
Alan, I got it. Thank you.
Well,
nothing. Alan, a Facebook user. I got it. We're good.
Oh, I can't tell.
Yeah.
Ooh. These pics we don't all get to see, huh?
No. It's for a promotion later.
Boudoir shoot. Is that how you say that? I don't know French.
Yeah.
That's Steve's specialty.
Yep, that is.
Oh, Steve.
Usually he's the subject though, not the photographer.
What's the wasn't there a Adam Carolla video where he's a photographer? He's like, "Do you mind if I shoot nude, or do you mind shooting nudes?" And he's like, takes off all of his clothes and is like photographing this woman. I'm pretty sure
it might have been.
Corolla.
That seems like an Adam Carolla thing to do.
Why did I
Really
do that?
possible.
Why did I do that? That was so stupid.
Did you close all your
Probably.
tabs?
No, I just typed in Adam Carolla nude photo shoot. Thinking maybe it was, and instead it's like, here's Adam Carolla's nude leaks. It's like, God, nobody wants Adam Carolla's nude leaks.
Those can't exist. Please, for the love of God, tell me those don't exist.
Nope, Justin just found them.
So you got an OnlyFans?
They've got to be AI.
My poor algorithm for my search.
I don't know, but Justin's got to go for a few minutes.
There's probably so much hair you can't see anything anyhow.
On that note, oh God,
No.
that was funny.
Yep.
I had something else and I completely forgot what it was now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I started moving my north fence yesterday because it's pretty shitty when it got built originally. It got built with landscape timbers instead of fence posts. So that was cool. But it was like a few feet off the property line because like I don't know, it goes down, there's like a drainage ditch and blah blah blah. So I wanted to reclaim my land, so to speak. And so I started moving my fence yesterday, and I took a ton of time to set it up and find my markers and this and that. But then it's like, like as soon as like I finished, spent all day on it, set all my fence posts, it's like about 175 feet. Then I really started like thinking like, oh man, it is kind of close to that property line. I started having like anxiety about like, what if like one of the posts is like, like right over. Not that would ever come up. But my neighbor is much richer, more powerful than me. So if you wanted to be a dick, and it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
We have a fence in between us and the neighbors, and it was here when we moved in, and they put it up together supposedly, and they tried to shoot from like the road to the back corner, and then ended it like 3/4 of the way there to the back line, and it's way off, and it goes way over onto their lawn, and nobody said anything for the past like 15-20 years. So I'm really paying attention to all these squatter issues right now. I'm like, did I just pick up like an acre of land? Like, what's going on?
Well, I've had to like mediate like fence issues between neighbors here before.
Really?
Like two neighbors getting a fence issue. Yeah, and they don't, so they're both mad about it. And so they can't talk to each
45
other.
and end it.
So I I'll go talk to one, and then I'll go talk to the other, and then go talk to the one again, and then it gets solved. But basically, I'm like, you just have to make them like see, like, look, like you're just upset because of what the fuck ever, but this is the property line, and so like move your fucking fence back a foot. Like I don't know what to tell you, like it's their land, dude. Like, well, one time with the other owner, we had this agreement about this and that, and it's like, well, there's no record of that, and the other owner, we can't get a hold of them, so move your fucking fence, dude. You're literally a millionaire, dude. You can move your fucking fence, like it's barbed wire fence. Move it. Give me a break.
We had a house in Mississippi that when we moved in, so on one side of the house, there was an old dude that was like 75 years old that had lived there literally his entire life. And on the other side was another guy that was like 80 years old who had also lived there literally his entire life. And so when we moved in, like these old dudes came and like introduced themselves and stuff. And the one guy on the east side of the property, he said, you got this fence in the backyard, and actually your property line goes to the other side of this tree, but for some reason they put the fence on that side of the tree. I'll keep mowing it though, but it's yours. So if you ever want me to stop mowing it, and he's like, I'll stop mowing it and you can mow it. Like, I don't care who mows it. It's fine. Like I'll mow it if you don't want to. Like, oh my God. Those dudes were something else. They were Sean was like 5 or 6 months old when we first moved in there, and both of them were married and their wives were about as old as they were, and they would get out in the yard and like argue with each other over before I got a lawnmower and everything. They would get out in the yard and argue with each other over who was going to mow the yard, and like they would argue over who, like, if we had to go to town or something.
Like
they'd
they
argue
wanted to mow it or they didn't want to mow it.
Oh no, over who was going, like,
Okay, yeah, like this was the goal. They want to mow
yeah,
that
they
lawn.
wanted
Okay,
to,
okay.
like, and then usually they'd end up splitting it. Like one of them would mow the backyard and the other one would mow the
So
front
hilarious.
yard.
It's like the exact opposite of what two kids would do. They'd
Right.
argue, you know, they'd each try to get less lawn to mow.
Or
Just,
their wives
need to
would
get out of
argue
that
over,
house.
their wives would argue over who was going to watch Sean while we went to town. And it's like, you can have him this time, but I'm getting him next time. It was amazing. They were the best neighbors ever.
When I have a neighbor on the other side and he was putting up his fence and we I already had a fence there and I was just like, man, just don't even put up a fence like adjoining mine, just attach it to mine. Like there's no need to double up fences, you know, and this and that. And he was like in agreement, but then like we were talking to like some other people around there, like, no, they're like, dude, do your fences because mine's like 6 inches off the property line or maybe even a foot in some places, and I'm not going to redo my fence over that. But they're like, dude, like it's fine for the two of y'all because you guys get along. But in 50 years, when you're both dead, like there's going to be a fucking court case about this fucking fence. You know what I mean? So what we ended up doing was he put his fence like 6 inches or a foot off the property line. And then so there's like a foot or 18-inch gap between them. And we planted these like eucalyptus trees that grow really tall, like right on the fucking property line. So there's a row of we have a tree wall basically on the line. And then we each have our own fences. So I don't know if that'll bring up a court case in the future, but if it does, it's going to be a hell of a pain in the ass for whoever's got to take those trees out.
That's the thing with ours. I'm just kind of like, man, nobody's ever said anything about it.
Yeah,
Like,
if nobody cares. And then, you know, if the guy does say, hey, I want to put a fence up on my actual property line, you just got to be like, okay, you know.
then we gotta pull it all up and move it. And like,
No, he does.
well, I guess
That's why you let him make that claim. Yeah, you don't got to do shit. That's why
Yeah.
you got the, I don't want to say the high ground, but you got the strategic advantage here. You know what I mean? Because it's on him to actually take action and build or pay to have a fence built. And so that's, you know, that's a tougher nut to crack. You ain't got to do shit. You just sit back and enjoy the land. Drink your mint julep and graze your goats.
Mint julep. Oh my gosh.
Anybody drink mint juleps? I've never had one.
no.
Never had one, no.
I've seen them
I
made,
think
but
Steve-
I've never had one either.
I figured that'd be up your alley, Steve.
Why?
Where's
Why
Mark when we
me?
need him?
Why would it be up my alley?
It seems like 20 years sober or something.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Three guys.
Four.
Oh, four. Oh, that's
No,
right.
no,
Yeah,
I
that's right.
was thinking it sounds a little light in the shoes.
Well, that's
with
the thing.
Mark-
It's for
Mark's
the
not here,
rich
so
Southern
you know.
dandies. You know, it's a real old-fashioned, classy Southern guy. You know, a plantation owner.
Yeah, I guess.
White suit.
Like I said, I've seen them made, but I've never actually had one. Doesn't really strike me as my. I like bourbon. I just like
Yeah, I'm not a fan of minty shit. Anyhow, with booze, I don't think I've ever had a mojito either.
Mojitos, I remember those were really good. I used to like those a lot.
Someone made one for me. I wouldn't turn it down. Don't get me wrong. But mint julep, I think, is like gin and shit. And I don't really like gin.
I'm not
Yeah.
a big fan.
Oh, gin
Yeah.
is disgusting. I could never drink that when I was drinking.
I don't know. A gin and tonic on a hot summer day is pretty good. I haven't had one. In
I
a
know
long
people who love
time,
them.
but-
Pine Sol, man. It's gross.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I think you got to have good gin, and it's just, I don't know. You can't do it too often. You know? But I get the minty, like mint chocolate chip ice cream. Like it's like I'm eating cold crest. You know, the minty stuff just never really did anything for me.
Maybe I'm starting to reconsider this. Maybe I need to try mint julep. Apparently, an official like Kentucky Derby mint julep.
Official drink of slavery.
Yes, there's bourbon, sugar, and crushed ice, and a fresh mint leaf. So bourbon, sugar, and ice. That with a mint leaf. That sounds right up my alley.
Really?
I'd have to reconsider this.
Yeah, I always picture
Wait.
them as a clear drink. I didn't know there was
What is
bourbon.
it? What is it again?
Well,
Bourbon.
Well, maybe it's a Kentucky Derby version or something.
Yeah, the Kentucky Derby official cocktail is
Got to be bourbon and
bourbon,
Kentucky.
sugar, water, crushed or shaved ice, and fresh mint, like rubbed to bring out the flavor.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I may have to
It
reconsider.
sounds like a
mine.
mojito almost too, because I think it uses mint. It's like rum and mint and sugar. Like
Yeah, I'd have to guess mojito's rum because the
yeah.
the party and tropical nature vibe that they give off.
And then you muddle it with like a little bit of fresh
Justin,
fruit.
are you getting robbed?
I might make one right now because we've got
No,
mint
that's
growing next door by the house, and I've got bourbon right over here.
Ooh, on-air drink
I
tasting.
got ice. I mean,
There you go.
I don't think I got any sugar out here, but throw a gummy bear in there and be fine.
Yeah, there you
Not if it's one of Dag's gummy bears.
go. Gummy, not stirred. Oh, shit.
Oh,
I threw something in the private chat. I'm having a hard time pulling it up on my computer because my computer sucks. This is fun.
is it Dennis?
No, it would be great if it was.
I can confirm that this one is not Dennis.
Justin didn't post
Don't
it.
ask me how I know.
I'm a guy that takes depressants, not pills, alcohol, because I can't handle the truth. And I know that's the issue. I can't handle how alive I am right now in the fight against these tyrants. And how hard I'm going to push to go after them because I'm so full of life and so full of resistance to these murdering pedophiles that want to get in the way of God's plan. And let me tell you, I've been taken up to the third heaven. I've been jacked into the big plan. I've seen it. I've seen it. I can't even compute all of it. It's so fantastical. You've not seen nothing. You ain't heard nothing. You ain't smelled nothing like this. I don't have words to tell you. But I tell you, anybody tries to get in the way of the incredible plan the big guys got for us, it's got me pissed, and I'm just begging to stay on the team, man. Just put me in the game, coach. Whatever you say, coach. I know I'm weak. I know I'm pathetic. Man, you're amazing. I'm so lucky you, baby. What do I do, boss? What do I do?
He's a good TV preacher, man. He's got
I was
that
gonna
down.
say.
Tell me what I got to do. Tell me how I target. Tell me what I can do for you right now.
Apparently, he's going after the FBI and CIA. He's suing them for going after him. I don't understand everything yet. I haven't read it, but yeah. I mean, you got to appreciate a good Alex Jones. Like, the guy missed his calling as a TV preacher. He really did. But he blended that with a really good conspiracy theory. And like, he made his own niche. Like, you got to give him credit for that.
No, I think he kind of. I feel like he brought a lot of that sort of stuff like almost mainstream. I think. I mean, the politicians helped him, but he was like the first big name I really remember, like, talking about that sort of stuff.
And I think by going after him, they actually made him bigger. Like they gave him more clout by going after him. And had they just ignored the whole Sandy Hook thing, I think he would not be nearly as big today.
Well, it's like the same thing as Trump, right? I mean,
The ICP effect. Nobody would know that ICP existed if everybody didn't make fun of ICP. You know what I mean? It wasn't the go-to. Hey, 2003 called it once it's easy, target back kind of thing. Like that's the only. And there's a reason they stay relevant because people still make fun of them. Otherwise, only the fans would know.
I mean, they make really good music though too. So.
I mean, yeah, it's slams.
Oh, come
What do you
on.
want?
Oh, dear God.
Nothing makes you want to get a shittier car than listening to that music.
Oh, that's so bad.
I don't know. I think I would take ICP over. I know I would over like U2 or Queen any day of the week. But.
Yeah, me too.
Staying out of this one.
They do some stuff with Cottonmouth Kings. It's pretty good.
I can't do most rap.
You into Cottonmouth Kings, Steve? You ever been to a Cottonmouth show?
I don't even know what the heck that is, man.
Good times, man. Yeah, Cottonmouth concerts used to be the fucking best.
I imagine that would be a.
Whose
that'd be a good
dog?
show. It's funny. It's like those are my dogs outside.
Is there a doings of transpiring?
No, I see.
They're going after the mint julep.
There's everybody has like outdoor dogs out here, and like once one starts going, it's like 101 Dalmatians, you know, like that. They got the bark train telegraph thing. They all start going.
Yeah, dude, it's like in prison where you got to get like the note from the cell on one end to the cell all the way on the other end. It's got to go to every, you know. So it's like that. It's like dog telephone game, you know. Dude's trying to talk to his
101 Dalmatians.
County,
Prison,
yeah.
See, I wouldn't know about the prison one either. Like that and ICP. No, nothing.
Well, you know, knowing a lot about ICP and how prison works kind of goes hand in hand.
I mean, I know the ICP thing because they were from Detroit, and I'm from Detroit, and
you guys probably rolled together. Huh?
A couple times. No, I met them a couple times. I worked at a record store that they kept doing signings at, and they were creepy as all hell.
Did you have them sign a Fago for you?
Soda? Yeah.
Wait, say that again? You both said at the same time.
Both had soda jokes. I asked if they signed a Fago for you.
No, they didn't. No.
Well,
Missed opportunity.
You missed out, dude.
No, but we every time they would come, we would hire like 4 or 5 more people to stand around the record store because shit would get stolen like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of juggalos. Like, I've got juggalo friends, but you shouldn't allow them indoors.
Oh God.
I haven't actually watched it, but I've seen some clips of it. There's a pretty good documentary on juggalos, and there's like some pregnant chick, like, you know, just smoking cigarettes while doing the interview and shit. It's pretty classless. I mean, Workaholics did a good episode where they went to the gathering too. He's like, "Oh, ma'am, you dropped this? Oh, that is poop. Human poop just fell out of the back of your pants."
Oh God.
Oh shit. Have you guys, you know, I've never really been to any big like music festivals or anything. Never one where like I stayed the night, you know. I've been to like some big concerts that had like several stages and several bands. But if any of you guys, Clyde, I'm looking your direction. Have any of you guys ever been to like you know, like a Bonnaroo or
Clyde's only gone to Fish
Livestock
concerts.
What's that?
Clyde's only gone to Fish concerts.
I never got to a festival like that. And I have been to some like weekend long Fish shows, which I think kind of probably.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Did you like camp there, or did you like stay?
Wait, so they play for like the whole weekend?
Yeah,
I'm dead serious. Like, they just keep playing, or
so we showed up. I don't know. It was, I think, 2 nights. So like the first night, you know, they do like a sound check, and then the next day they do like 3 sets. You know, they start in the afternoon and do 3 sets, and then I think the next day they did 3 sets as well. You know, so I'm up in Maine.
Do you just like camp? You just like camp out and hang out?
Yeah, you just set up a tent, and there's like
a lot of acid.
70,000 other people doing the same thing, and it's just
probably a lot of stuff to look at. Probably some performance art, probably some shops.
It's really
Shakedown Street, you know.
Yeah. There was a Shakedown Street and all that stuff. I don't know. It's definitely an experience.
Yeah, that's one of those things that even like if you don't like the music, if you were to go to that and not have a good time, like you're just a fucking stick in the mud, dude.
Yeah, it was neat to see like that many people like just chilling too. You know, like there's, I don't know.
I'm sure there are tons of fist fights, right? Yeah.
We did for years. We went to there was a big festival in Illinois called Cornerstone Festivals. All these like Christian metal bands and stuff. Like we would go to that every year for like
that gets lit.
6-7 years. Oh, it was a blast, man. That was a lot of fun.
I went one year
to Cornerstone.
Yeah.
No way. What year?
01, I think.
I try to remember. My last year was 03. That's when I met my wife.
Pretty sure it was 01 because I drove, and on the way home I just about killed one of the kids in the van. Like Like
In a van.
we had to pull over to let people out, and I got out as well. And one of the adults, because I was a junior, senior in high school, and one of the adults like grabbed me because I was about to pick this kid up and drop him on his fucking neck. Whew. Still remember that very vividly.
What'd he do?
He was just being a little motherfucker, and I'm driving. Like I drove up there and I drove back. Like we took 3 vehicles to take everybody, and the pastor's wife wouldn't drive. Like so it was like 3 adults, and then I was the only other one that was like driving age. So pastor's wife wouldn't drive, so I had to drive, and this kid was just being a little piece of shit like the whole ride home. And we stopped to get out to take a break for something, and I came around the back side of the van, and I was about to just snatch him up and pile drive him. And
sing wheels on the bus one more time, motherfucker.
One of the other adults saw me, and he didn't know what was going on. He just knew I was about to fucking kill somebody, and he like grabbed me. He was like, "Let's walk over here and take a break." Yeah, I'm about to have a break.
So 2001, the headliner I think would have been POD.
I think that's right. I know Skillet was there as well that year.
Yeah.
POD is a Christian band?
Yeah.
Payable on death.
Yeah.
I
Still one of my favorite
I don't know
bands,
what
man.
you're
I've seen
talking
them probably 15, 20 times live.
And so I actually saw them a couple times at a.
They make you feel so alive. I only know like 2 songs from them.
Their stuff's good, man. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't.
Yo, that one was on TRL for like weeks.
Yeah, Nickelback was too, wasn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, Clyde only picks on like two of the people that I like, not all of them. So
dude, I have no idea.
I can give you a list, Clyde, of like all the bands I like, and then you could like just rip on them during shows.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, go ahead and get us a list together. I want to be there.
I honestly, I don't know that I know any POD songs.
Because I like Prince too. So
Prince has grown on me since I moved down here. Like when I first moved down to Georgia, like I swear to you, the radio station, it's all like Prince, Michael Jackson, and like Christian rock. It was
sense.
like it's weird. It was weird.
Yeah, but the Christian radio stations play the garbage stuff. They don't play any of the good stuff.
To be honest with you, I've not found like really good Christian music, like contemporary Christian music that I like. There's some
because it doesn't exist.
Decent like Christian rappers out there, you know, but like,
dude, I was listening to a Christian music station the other day, on FM, and it's interesting because like a lot of times it's like you'll come upon it and you're like, this isn't bad. Like, what is this? Why doesn't this song seem familiar? You know, like it kind of sounds like whatever. And then at some point, you know, they hit you with a, you know, up high or something, you know, and you're like, oh, okay, it's Christian music, you know. It's like a lot of it, because I've listened to like some like Skillet and shit too, where it's like if you didn't know it was Christian music, a lot of times they do pretty fine. Like, and sorry, that sounds like I'm demeaning it. I'm not. It's just like, you know, it's just music, right? But dude, some of the fucking I came across some, it was like rap. And it wasn't really a lot of blatant Christianity stuff, but it was really positive, like compared to most rap, right? Excuse me. Really positive, and it was good, dude. Like the beats were good, the rap was good. You know, it just, you know, it wasn't cool, you know. But I dug it, man. I listened for a while.
I think it shows some of the cultural differences, you know. Like they're better at it than we are, I think.
We just have to make it corny, no matter what. We just can't not make it corny at some point in the song. You know, like, hey, pretty good rock song. Let's praise him. And I'm like, fuck. Can't make it so blatant. Otherwise, it's hard for me to get into it.
Oh, who just said they liked Creed?
You notice they're hiding behind a veil of anonymity.
I say, I gotta go log into Facebook and find out who this anonymous Facebook user is, so we can mock them.
It's Alan Mosley.
You just start off Christian and then you transition over to mainstream like Creed.
Will we get in trouble if I played something? Well,
it depends on what you're trying to play.
Will YouTube knock us for playing something off YouTube?
Yes.
Oh,
Actually.
never mind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean YouTube will allow you to play it on YouTube. I learned that the hard way. We did me, Mark, and what's his Liberty Dad? Now I can't remember what his name is. Anyway, shit. And I've talked to him. DL. Anyway, we did a like viewing of Minority Report, and it's a free
I remember
movie.
you saying that.
And
Yeah.
it's a free movie on YouTube. Like you can watch it for free on YouTube. It'll play ads and stuff. And so I think, okay, it's a free movie on YouTube. I can stream us watching it on YouTube, and it'll be fine. That fucker got taken down like 45 seconds in. They don't play. It's like, what? Wait, what? How can I not watch a video that's on YouTube on YouTube?
It is so silly, and I'm sure, like, yeah, they probably they could probably sell me some stupid explanation, but it's like, dude, we're not fast forwarding the ads, we're playing the ads.
How does Tyler get away with doing that? He watches movies and comments on them. Tyler, Yankee, whatever his name is, Janky.
Janky. Janky is the correct.
Sorry.
I think sometimes it depends on the movie. And then maybe I don't know.
Nobody cares if you watch Rocky Horror Picture Show or Jesus Christ Superstar and comment on that, but it's the new ones. We should do that. We should watch Rocky Horror one night.
Oh God, that was such a horrible thing.
Have any of you guys ever been to a Rocky Horror like viewing, like in the theaters? One of those.
Unfortunately, I got dragged to one.
I'm looking in your direction.
Unfortunately, I was dragged to one back in the early 90s, and like,
is it like Off the Hook? Like I've heard.
It was the gayest thing I've ever been involved.
Well, yeah. Was it? I mean, look, I'm not. There's just some things in life.
It would have made Mark blush. It was so gay.
But if you have the option to see it, it's it's an experience.
I think
I'm not saying I'm raring to go to one,
it's
but
an experience that you never need. Trust me.
That's probably a very fair. Very fair thing.
There's a lot of experiences out there, my friend, and that's one of them that you just never want to be involved in.
It just seems like that was such a big deal back in the day. I mean, now there's so much other content, but I mean, that seems like it was such a big thing.
It was a big deal because, like, they only could play it in movie theaters, and it had its own cult following. Now with the internet. That kind of stuff doesn't exist anymore. Like
now it's real weirdos that actually go.
Yeah, no, it's like the FBI. Like they have these kind of showings, like they'll do. So I'm wondering, when you went to the Rocky Horror, was this like the thing that led you to drink, or was this the thing that like?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Which was this at the end? Like I can't do this stuff to myself anymore. Like I need to quit drinking, or is this like holy crap? I need to drink, so I can't Makes sense.
It was the night he got so drunk that the next day he decided that he quit drinking. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Woke up.
No, I mean, like everybody's dressed up in like all these weird ass costumes, and I'm there in like my jeans and leather jacket, going, "What the hell am I doing here?"
They all know the songs, and
every song, every word of everything in the movie. I'm just like, "What is going on? Why did I get talked into this?"
I was probably like 16, and someone like had it on TV or VHS or something. Like, oh, you got to see this; it's awesome. And I remember just sitting there stoned as shit, being like, "What the fuck am I watching?" But like, I'd read because I used to read Mad Magazine when I was a kid, so there was a comic in there where they at one point they went to a Rocky Horror Picture Show thing, and so there was a few frames of that, and that was I was like, "What the fuck is like?" I didn't understand what that was when I read it, but then seeing the movie. It all kind of came together. I'm like, oh, it's a thing people do.
I get it.
And they dress up in fishnets and sing songs in public.
It's very Zelensky-esque.
Ooh, good way to bring it around.
Very Zelensky-esque.
Yes, that does have a similar feel. Just with more gay 80s flair. When was Rocky Horror Picture Show? Was that 80s?
Yeah, that was late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, late 70s,
So I don't know if we can play this either, but that Dang it. I got to pull it up.
1975 independent musical comedy horror film.
What is
Yeah.
this, Steve? Why did you send us this? I don't want. What is this?
No, can we play that?
I don't see why not.
Okay. I can't pull it up.
The bigger question is, do we want to
I'm saying
play
we
that?
shouldn't.
Can we not? Can we not play? Can we not play it? Is that-
We don't have to play it.
Oh, this chick. I've seen like images.
Oh,
of
no.
her.
It
She's been popping up all
Welcome
over.
back to Twitter Titty
Oh.
Twisters. It's me, yours truly, the guru of gazongas, Dalton Pruitt, and I'm taking a look today at the couple of Earthbounds.
So this is a real
Saggy
chick.
tits.
Yes.
Who-
Well,
Well,
of course, it's a real chick.
Well,
don't
but
know
no,
about
like
that.
she's I think she
Belonging
got some sort
to
of
Miss
following.
Shannon Blake, who is
Yeah.
taking the internet.
Go ahead. What? Sorry.
No, I don't know. Keep going.
Oh, apparently my internet decided to take a brief shit on me.
Yeah, but he does like a 25-minute dissertation on this. It's so bad.
Ah,
Who is this chick? Like I've seen her like
She's an easy target. There's
She
plenty of them out there.
is supposedly like some rapper singer, but like a lot of her stuff has very witchcrafty and
she's your generic white woman. I think, like, like it boils down to that. She's just, it's like, dude, what are you like?
and she doesn't.
She's
have
all
a
the
good voice
ayahuasca, all the like, hippy dippy without like any of the cool. Like she's just a walking cliche. Like everything about her is cliche.
One of the hold up now, let's see if there's anything good on it. One of my favorite pages on and it just illustrates this shit on Instagram is it's influencers in the wild. And so basically it's people who you see an influencer taking a video or doing a thing or a dance and you film them filming it. And it's awesome because it just makes it look so stupid. Everything it's like, oh my God, it's so gay. It's just so just that whatever it is to be one of those people, it's just so awful. Like there's a famous one floating around. It's on here somewhere where there was like some bags of trash on the beach. Has people like film her like moving some of the trash bags, and she's like, "Oh, look,
I remember that one."
Yeah, that it's just shit like that. It's just like, oh, it's just stop.
And doesn't she
Like
just
this.
throw it back down as soon as they're done filming?
Yeah. She might have even like flicked a cigarette butt on the beach or something terrible like that afterwards. But yeah, dude, it's just such a thing, I guess. Like this, like that you could go, and then like one of the things that I actually like is okay, there'll be some stupid videos and girl dancing, and they do it in like a convenience store, some public place, and there's just like some old dude like getting a beer out of the cooler in the back. He's like, oh, what's going on? And you just see him watching, and she's got to sit there and smile and be all cheery and hoary.
The gym ones are always fun too. Like those are
yes,
quite amusing.
Yeah, but half that stuff, it just seems so like whoever's in on it, it's all part of the shtick.
Well, they do this shit in public though. I mean, it's in fucking public, and that's what I don't know. I guess that's the thing that gets me. Like, if you're gonna do weird shit, it's like do it in like your backyard or whatever. But like, oh Jesus, oh my, oh my. He just have her dude squad.
What is this an ad for like Pornhub or something? Like what?
No.
What kind of
Well, I mean,
influencer is she?
I guarantee you, it's for her OnlyFans. She's gonna post this video on Instagram or some shit, and then it's gonna be a link to her OnlyFans, because that's what most of that shit is.
Good Lord.
Not all. There's some people or whatever not like that, but
every time I see that hippie chick, it makes me think of this.
People are eating here. Come on. Take your ass somewhere else. And now this poor guy's got to like, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look. Sorry, go ahead.
Not necessary. Not necessary.
Wow. So
Well,
that's it, huh?
I thought I had something else, but I mean,
No, you just
don't
killed
be-
it, man. You just killed
don't be-
everything.
Don't be those people. Is the point here? Don't feed into it.
I just don't understand why people like the whole influencer thing. I really don't get it.
I think in the beginning, like before you really knew what they were, like it might have had something, but I think they're, you know, the more we see the influencers, I think anybody with half a brain who didn't, you know, pick up on advertising, I mean, you got to realize now, like it's just a commercial. That's all it is. You know, it's all
exactly.
fake. Like at this point, like in the beginning, you might have been like, oh, okay, that person, but like, I don't know. And maybe the youth is just so retarded that they are okay with that because they all want the clicks and the likes and the, you know, BS that goes with it.
It was with that Hannah Barron thing, the tomboy chick. Like when that happened, I was like, oh yeah. Like my thing with her is like I followed her stuff for like, I don't know, years, and she had cool content with fishing and hunting and whatever, you know. And then, but the last like 2 years, anything that has come up from her is her going, hey y'all, I like my brand holster that they gave me. It's just commercials. Everything I see from her now is just commercials. And that was my like, I think she's cool. I don't give a fuck. She's a tomboy, whatever that was about. But my beef with her is I just don't see anything but commercials from her now. I don't see any content. There's no content.
Like my problem is all the influencers look pretty much the same, and I have the same message for all of them.
Need more DEI in the
Yes, very much.
influencer world.
It's almost my wife.
So Dag has the same message as well. He's just not allowed to verbalize it.
Yeah, she's getting her hair re-turquoise next week. So
Re-turquoise. Oh shit! Make sure you do before and after pictures so she can like promote the salon she gets it done at.
yeah, I think she traded for tattoo work. I think
There you go.
Tattooed the salonist.
Barter.
Do you get like do you get in trouble if you don't notice that it's been re-turquoised?
That's a pretty big one to not notice. Like it's easy for me to go like a few hours before remembering that she got a haircut and to say something about it. But yeah, the re-turquoising is usually pretty
obvious. Okay.
Yeah, pretty obvious. So yeah, if I don't remember that, I'm definitely in trouble. Yeah.
See, I feel like those things, they just, you know, you get used to them after a while and you don't notice anymore. But I feel
but turquoise is one of those things that's like I think you notice that one pretty quickly.
And if not, you're probably retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.